Hi guys, welcome to Marnie's TV Zealots. Tonight we are recapping Valor. I got your six. My name is Denise and my partner in crime is Mary. Mary, say hi.
Hi, so glad you guys are here. Going through Valor. Give this video a like if you're watching this show with us, and be sure to subscribe to our channel as we're going through loads of shows this fall. So, how's Holly doing?
Holly is tasked with some pretty difficult stuff this week. Basically, in their debriefing, the guy who Madani gave the drugs to last week.
Oh yeah.
He let her. He told them, in their debriefing, and so
Wow.
the is it the captain?
No. Gallo Holly is the captain.
What's the other guy? I don't know, but he calls him in his office to basically tell him that he needs to decide whether or not Madani is fit, and he also lets Gallo know that that Madani was taking pills she got pills illegally because her prescription is done and there isn't any more refills. So Gallo is like, okay, I didn't know anything about this. Of course, he denies. And he's like, well, I'll get to the bottom of it. He goes to see Madani, and she wants to talk about, what's going on with Jimmy and the mission and all of this. And he's like, you think I care about any of that right now? You think I could think about any of that right now? When basically my job is on the line. I was supposed to report you for those pills, and so he asked her, how did she get them? And she's like, I'm done with it. No matter what, I'm done with it. And so he's like, well, I have to decide whether or not you can fly or not. And she's like, what are you going to do? And of course, he's like, I don't know. So meanwhile,
what's their emotional drumming? Did she go drum after that?
Girl, I was about to get to that. Yes.
Okay, go on. I'm so excited.
Okay, so she goes home to drum emotionally. And she's like, anyway, Holly comes in and interrupts her. Oh. And so he's like, get your stuff together. You said you would do anything to prove to me that you are not. Well, no, first he starts rummaging through her stuff, like rummaging through, looking for the pills. Like this is an intervention. Like your parents walk in, like this is a shakedown, a shake up. And so, he's like, where do you keep these pills? And so she does tell him where she keeps the pills. Yeah. And so he, he's like, she's like, take them. I don't need them anymore. They were a crutch and, I'm done with it. And so he's like, you have to prove this to me that you're done with this. So he takes her through all these physical training, like he's making her run. And she's like, only about 6 people in the whole place can do what you're asking me to do, but she does it. And so he's like, wow, I'm impressed. And so he was really hoping that she would fail so he could be like, oh, you're not fit.
Right.
To make it easy, but she did not make it easy on him. And I was kind of, rooted for her at that point.
Oh, yeah.
And so, anyway, make a long story short, he does end up telling his superior officer that he does think she's fit to fly. And so meanwhile, there was some cute moment with
Lieutenant Bay.
Yes. Basically he told her another provision was that she had to tell him the whole truth. And so they were at some type of appreciation celebration with his mom. And so she pulls him aside and she tells him what she's been struggling with. And oh my God, he's so super sweet about it.
Oh,
He actually kind of blamed himself, which is like,
oh,
no, sweetie, it's not your fault.
precious.
I know, it was so precious. And I feel like he, he knew. He was like, I knew, I felt like he knew that she was struggling and he just was happy that she let him in and he wants to help her.
Yeah.
So she gets a second chance. Madani gets, that I hope she doesn't squander it. I really hope she's good. And so meanwhile, Jimmy and what's the other guy?
Head.
Yeah, they escape the prisoners, the captors, and so they're running and they're trying to get away. They find this nice man who helps them. Oh my God, he was so sweet to help them.
Wow.
And so, but he tells them, he's like, "Oh, they're going house to house. You gotta go. Like they can't find them there." So, they run out and they're trying to get away, but in the when they were trying to break free, the guy hit him with the gun, and I don't know if he broke his rib or punctured some type of one of his organs or something.
Ooh.
But anyway, he's been like hurt all this time trying to run, trying to escape. And he's like, I'm just slowing you down. I'm not going to make it. And he's like, you can make it. I can carry you. He's like, no, I'm about to die.
Oh,
God. And so he sits up, on the tree, leans against the tree and dies. And Jimmy does not leave him. So he just allows himself to be captured. I mean, I think he was more so devastated. If there would have been more time, maybe he would have built up the courage to keep going on. But it was like, what do I do in this moment?
He's in Africa. He could have made it. White man behind them.
Yeah, it's crazy. I'm like, well, they were searching. Like, they were heavily searching for him. Man. So unless he would have got to a phone or something where he could have called for help,
yeah,
it was really nothing he could really do. And so his wife, she gets two visits. She gets a visit from the superior officer, the black guy. He I gotta get his name. And anyway, but he goes to see her to ask her if the message that they saw last week meant anything to her. Those 3 words. I forgot what they were. It escapes my mind right now. But he asked her if it meant anything, and she's like, "Well, Turkey. Was it Turkey?
Tokyo.
Tokyo does, but not small. Whatever the other word was,
I can't remember either."
And so, she's like, is that all you have to go on? And I think she's back at the stage where she wants to intervene now because she's not really trusting. So she goes to speak with Lieutenant Bay's mom. And she's like, I think you should get the public involved. And so the public, she denies her request and she explains it to her. She's like, we can't just, release secret missions and secret things and the way we do things. That opens us up to public criticism and, the people dictating how the army can move. And then that'll slow the process of them actually doing work to find her husband. Yep. So she was like, well, I don't really care about any of that, but at the end of the day, and so she leaves, and later on she gets a visit from Gallo, and he asked her, what he should do in that situation. This is all before, I'm doing it in not linear, but anyway. And she gave him some good advice. And she's like, if you trust the person and you know them well and you believe. And so she kind of helps him come to that decision that he made to clear Madani to fly. Now, I'm interested in, she asked him about how they communicate in the back channels and stuff like that. And he told her through burner. No. She went to visit another guy, but I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
Anyway, but he told her, she asked him how do they communicate through, the army and special forces and stuff like that, and through the back channels. And
Yeah.
he told her they use burner phones and this and that. So she bought a burner phone. So I'm really interested to see how that's going to play out.
Interesting.
And we did get the cute little scene of when she told Jimmy she was pregnant, and he was like, he asked her if she wanted the baby, and she did, and he's like, there would be nothing make me happier than to have this baby with you. But he also wanted her to realize that how the army life is, and all of that. But it was really cute scene with them.
Aww.
Jimmy is back in custody of the crazies, and they're like, oh, we need you alive, but So we'll see what happens next episode. I'm really excited to see. I did like this episode, aside from the emotional drumming.
That's the best part.
It's a hot mess. It is terrible drumming. Terrible. But anyway, it was a good episode, guys. Well, that's it. That's it for tonight. Thanks for watching and have a great night, guys. Bye.